Tidian. Traveler's Tales, the company mainly known from today by their involvement in the LEGO Games franchise. In 2001, they developed Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex for the PlayStation 2, the first sequel in the Crash Bandicoot series that wasn't developed by Naughty Dog. 2 years prior, in 1999, they developed Toy Story 2: Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue, which was quite a charming Super Mario 64 inspired game, in my opinion at least. But even longer before that, in 1994, Traveler's Tales were busy working with the big mouse himself in the game Mickey Mania: The Timeless Adventures of Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mania released on 4 different platforms: Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Sega CD, and the PlayStation. In this video, I'm going to look into the Super Nintendo version, for which I'm exploring the question if you should play it or not. If enough people are interested in this video, I might explore looking at a comparison video between the different versions at a future date. As with many games of this generation, this game is a platformer. Mickey Mania's main drawing point is the fact that we get to play through many of his previous cartoons, as they are featured in this game. This is also nicely coupled together with the fact that the game features graphics that does a great job of actually mimicking its source material, especially for its time. Just take a look at Mickey's animations in the footage that is currently playing, as well as this one with Pete from the old cartoon classic Steamboat Willie. Also, have a look at this wonderful animation right here. Although, for being a platformer, the platforming seems to have been a second thought after nailing many of the animations in the game. For starters, Mickey's sprite is quite large, which doesn't give the player much room to react when enemies enters the screen. The enemies are in fact also quite large, which further plays into that it's very easy to get hit in this game. Mickey do have a ranged weapon in which he throws marbles at the enemies, which does alleviate this issue to a certain degree. As mentioned earlier, what makes Mickey Mania differ from other platformers during this era is the fact that we are, after all, exploring some of Mickey's previous cartoons. The first stage in the game, which takes place in the cartoon Steamboat Willie, even starts out in black and white as the original did. It then gradually changes into using color, which is a really neat effect. With this variation in different cartoons comes a ton of variation in the environments you get to discover. Even within the same worlds, you get different playstyles and areas to explore. In the third world, for example, you are wandering through a forest with Pluto, whom will signal whenever a moose is close, and you have to time your jumps together with the signals in order to avoid the damage. In the immediate next section, you are running away from a moose in a run against the screen level. For another part of the game, you're doing a Donkey Kong Country minecart-like level, and for the next, you're climbing a tower running away from flames. The variation is this game's biggest strength. Before delving into the conclusion of this video, let's focus a few seconds on the music as well, as we always do in these videos. Give it a listen. Let's reach a conclusion on if you should play this game or not. If you are looking for a pure platforming experience and don't think fondly of either Mickey Mouse or the graphics that you've seen during this video, then I would not recommend you playing this game. There are far better alternatives for good platforming experiences, both retro and modern ones. Retro examples being Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, or if you want another Disney title with Mickey Mouse, then Magical Quest for the Super Nintendo does a better job with the gameplay than Mickey Mania does. If you want something more modern, perhaps the recent Rayman games with both Rayman Origins or Legends would serve you well. If you however are drawn into the graphics and want to further see what this game has to offer presentation wise, I would absolutely recommend this game for you. The worlds and animation of the game is that huge of a deal. It is not a bad platforming experience, it's just a bit rough around the edges. The game is also only about 1 to 2 hours depending on your skill level, so you are able to finish it in one sitting, which I think is a plus. If we're going one step further and you're even a fan of the different cartoons that features in this game, then this game is absolutely worth checking out in order to see how they have turned them into a game. Are you eager to try this game out? Or if you already played it, which version of the game do you prefer? Go ahead and write about it in the comment section. Do you like this type of content? If so, subscribe to the channel in order to get more content like this. You can also find me on Twitch, where I stream several times a week. For the most updated schedule, please check the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.